everyone. I just wanted to kind of let you know what it was like when I was pregnant, being a teen mom, and kind of the things that I was faced with and the challenges that had to be overcome by me. When I was pregnant, my mom was kind of she's pro-life, but I guess because I'm her daughter, she kind of felt differently on it. She pushed for me to have an abortion. Apparently my boyfriend's parents and his mom wanted me to have an abortion, but they never approached me on it. They just kind of asked him to talk to me about it and to keep his options open and to talk to me. He never really pushed it on me. He knew that would have hurt me. He did mention it once, and him mentioning it sent me into tears. And he didn't mention it because he wanted to get out of it. He just was concerned that we wouldn't be able to pay for the baby. And he was right. But, he said that, he wouldn't have really, wanted to do it. But he wanted to make sure that we weren't getting in over our heads. My dad's pro-life. He told me, I really didn't get pressure from anyone to keep the baby. Honestly, everybody was either told me to do what was right for me and they would support me, or they told me that they really felt strongly that I should abort the baby, and then when I said that I wouldn't, they felt strongly that I should give it up for adoption, and then I said that I wouldn't, and then they were just like, oh, you're impossible. That was pretty much it. I didn't really have anybody pressuring me to keep my child. I didn't really have anybody pressuring me to be a good mom and to rise up to any challenges. Everybody kind of wanted me to take an easy road out. And, as far as abortion, I'm pro-life. I had my doubts about having my daughter. I had my doubts as far as, being able to take care of her and provide for her. And, as of where I stand right now, those were completely valid concerns. And I personally, on my own, cannot take care of her. My dad's pretty much completely supporting her, and without him, I don't, there's social services and food stamps and all that, but, none of my family wants me living in, welfare, and, I could have done that. I could have gotten, free babysitting, and I could have gotten food stamps, and I could have gotten a job because I would have had, the free daycare, but my family didn't want to see me put up in welfare. That was pretty much how it was. I was willing to do that when I found out that I was pregnant, just because I couldn't have lived with it in my heart, but I ended up not doing that. That was just pretty much, as far as keeping her, that was what I went through. As far as past that, what I went through, I was separated from my boyfriend and my friends in my first trimester by my mom. I was pretty much, they were just, taken from me. She said it's because I told her, she said it's because I was disrespectful, but that's not what it was, because I remember completely, perfectly why I got grounded. In fact, she's saying that when I was disrespectful, that's why I got grounded, but the reason I was disrespectful was because, she grounded me. That's why I was disrespectful, because she grounded me. I was pregnant. She was taking away my friends and my boyfriend. No support system, because she was busy with her boyfriend. Yeah, kind of freaked out. Sorry, normal pressure is going to make someone snap on you, and they're not always going to be nice or respectful if, you put them under a lot of strain. And, with my hormones going, and even without my hormones going, that would have been, that would have freaked me out. She said that that's why I got grounded, but it wasn't. My friends were eventually given back, but my boyfriend wasn't, and there really wasn't any intention to ever allow my boyfriend back into my life because she didn't want him there. I ended up going up to New York and staying with my dad for a little while, and when I came back, he was actually allowed to resume seeing me And when I was up in New York, I was able to resume contact with him. Like, I was allowed to call him again. Other than that, there wasn't really, like, you know, eventually I had restrictions put on it where I was only allowed to talk to him a certain amount of times a day, but I could go see him when I wanted, and I could, you know, be with him pretty much when I wanted if I could get a car ride. You know, as far as, like, actually being pregnant, you know, I was ashamed being pregnant. I wasn't ashamed that I was pregnant. I was ashamed that I hadn't made a smart decision, and I pretty much took pride that a lot of, like, my teachers and a lot of people, like, that were older looked at me and were like, oh, she's a smart girl, and I just didn't feel so smart that I'd let it happen to me. But I wasn't ashamed that I was pregnant. I wasn't ashamed of my daughter. I was just ashamed at my choices and what, you know, but what they led to, that wasn't a problem with me. I guess I was ashamed of, I guess I was ashamed that I wouldn't be able to take care of her. And that I had placed the burden on everyone around me. But other than that, there wasn't really, like, too much as far as, like, I don't really care what, like, friends thought of me or anything. Like, I had some girls say that I was a whore, and come to find out she had gotten pregnant the year before and had an abortion. So it's like, oh, what, I'm a whore because I didn't kill my kid? I mean, I didn't see what the difference between me or her was. Yeah, I kept my child, but you were freaking going around telling everybody what you were going to name it if it was a boy or a girl. I mean, you know, how screwed in the head is that you're going to go around and tell everybody what you're going to name your kid and then you go and get an abortion? You know, I didn't understand how I was a whore when she was pretty much in the exact same situation as me and ended up not, you know, going through with it. I understand girls that don't go through with it, but I didn't feel like she had the right to look down on me, considering that, you know, she was in the same position as me. We took different paths once in that position, but I don't see why my choice made me a whore, and I didn't see why her choice made her, like, amazing. You know, I had one boyfriend, so it's like, one boyfriend my whole life. First person I had sex with, yeah, I'm a whore. I wasn't seeing it. That was just, like, as far as rumors, that was really the only one that I had heard of. And even so, like, I did wonder all those things, but it was kind of just a brief thing on my mind. It wasn't really, like, big. I had some complications during pregnancy. I ended up being diagnosed with a clotting disorder. I clot too much, and my daughter wasn't growing the way that she was supposed to. They wanted her to be bigger, but they didn't end up actually treating me medically for that. So that ended up being okay. You know, and I had some bleeding in my 15th week, but other than that, like, that's just how my pregnancy went. It wasn't too bad. I just kind of felt, like, conflicted on my ability to take care of her. But I ended up, in the end, having a lot of support and a lot of love, and everybody was very happy about my daughter, and, you know, I think it worked out for the best for me. And I'll be back with another video next week, or within the next week, sometime soon, about, you know, the challenges that being an actual mother faces me, and, you know, what it's like when you have to depend on other people to take care of your child, and, you know, what all that's like, because I do think that's very important, and a lot of girls, I think, out there think that it's, like, a glamour thing, and it really isn't. There's no glamour here. I mean, yeah, there's love, but honestly, the love in this situation doesn't always outweigh the pain in the fact that you can't provide for your kid the way that you want to. That doesn't mean that I would give her away or anything. I just mean that, you know, if I could have done things better, I would have, because your child does deserve it. And I'll be back with a video on, like, all that, and I'll talk to you then.